12 to 1 Rocklander. Oublon des Above 14s and 16s. Who Shot Who? Kimberlite Candy favourite 4 to 1.
Yeah, Kimberlite Candy, the young horse in the field, the new kid in the block, possibly 6 years of age, up £5 for our success at Ayr last time out, Mark.
Yeah, the second has been beaten since, but he's a progressive horse in his own right. He's unbeaten in heavy ground. Up £5 for Ayr, 3 wins. He's unexposed over 3 miles. Yarder going well, gets on well with Richie McLean, and he's a young pretender in many respects. He's only 6.
7-year-olds testify. He's a full brother to Wymont, who'd done well for Trevor Hemmingson, Donald McKean over the years.
Started his chasing career really well last season, won his first 3, including twice round here and a grade 2 over 2.5. Didn't quite get it together at Cheltenham or at Aintree. He's had his reappearance around Newcastle. That was in the rehearsal when he was well held on that occasion, finished 6th.
Klondike's got the first time visor for Pond House team of David Pipe and Tom Scudamore.
Yeah, interesting prospect. I think the ground would have been too quick for him on his reappearance at Cheltenham. That was good ground, likes heavy ground. I think his mark of 139 is very fair.
Juliet Dawn we haven't seen since the National Hunt Chase.
Only had 5 runs over fences, was second behind Musquafa around Warwick. Last time we saw him he pulled up, that was in the 4-miler at Cheltenham.
Okay, so 2018 Smarkets Tommy Whittle Handicap Chase. It looks like we're ready for a prompt start. As they walk towards the tape, we'll head back up and rejoin Stuart Machin, who'll call them home.
So the field of 11 heading towards the tapes now, coming from a long way back. Got nearly a furlong or so back from the starting tape. Stuart Turner on top of the rostrum, poised with flag in hand. Seamus O'Neill about to give them the all clear from ground level by the looks of things. Thumbs up from Seamus. Final check of the watch from Stuart Turner. And the 11 runners coming in. And now the flags are raised. They're off. A field of 11 jumping away for the Smarkets Tommy Whittle Handicap Chase, first run in 1982, and they're 5-6 abreast as they go sharply into the first turn. Testify, where the white cap was pushed a little wide on the crown of the bend, but is in the leading line, with Duel at Dawn, the hoop sleeves, Oublon des Obo in a red jacket, Splash of Ginge in the raw blue, and they round out the leading quartet on this lengthy gallop to the first. Who Shot Who in the pale silks drops into 5th, just ahead of Bally Arthur. Kimberlite Candy and the McManus hoops in mid-division as they run slightly downhill to this opening fence. To sharp response, the claret and blue. Rocklander out wide as they rise. And Rocklander takes the tumbling fall at the first. Rocklander has gone. The gelding's quickly on his feet, and so too is Noel George, but Rocklander, first fence faller. De Klondike, meanwhile, in the red headgear, is weighted with, and Clan Legend, the back marker, and those that remain have all cleared the second. So on towards the middle fence across in the Haydock back straight, and they're still 4 abreast for the lead here. The nose-banded Testify, with Splash of Ginge, Oublon des Obo, red jacket between them, and Duel at Dawn on the near side, and Who Shot Who is sitting right on their tails in 5th. And then Bally Arthur in the red and yellow silks, to the white face sharp response with Kimberlite Candy at De Klondike, and Clan Legend a couple lengths away. Now the last of the fences on the far side, and this is the first of 4 scheduled ditches in this near 3-mile contest. So as they draw into the wings of the ditch, again there were 4 in a line, and they've all handled that. So into the turn, with the first 5 fences safely behind all of them bar Rocklander, that first fence faller. And it's Duel at Dawn who holds the rail on the bend. Oublon des Obo obliged to race 3 wide. Splash of Ginge between them. Testify circling that trio alongside Who Shot Who in the pale silks. And then Bally Arthur. Sharp responses away to the left, working back across to Kimberlite Candy. De Klondike towards the far side. And Clan Legend in the hands of Lucy Alexander in rear, but in touch as they take the first up the straight. Clan Legend not as fluent as the others there. Now another open ditch to test their mettle. And Duel at Dawn disputing it, with Splash of Ginge, Oublon des Obo and Testify on the left. And Oublon des Obo is forfeiting his prominent position there, drifting back into midfield. On towards fence 8 they come. Duel at Dawn with the hooped sleeves right alongside Splash of Ginge, and Testify making a line of 3. Who Shot Who jumping up well on the far side, and Houblon de Zobo, who was in the leading line for the first mile or so, just come off the bridle a little on the extreme left of the group, and he's now in the back third as they rise at the 9th. Splash of Ginge by a whisker on landing there. Duel at Dawn very swiftly back alongside. Then Who Shot Who and Testify, Bally Arthur, and there has a double seeking Sam Twist and Davis in 5th position at the halfway point, with De Klondike in the striped sleeves on the inner. Sharp Response out wide. Kimberley Candy under a very patient ride from Richie McClure in the hoop jacket. A couple of lengths away, Houblon de Zobo's dropped himself right back to be last but one, and Clan Legend has always been in last position, and the riderless Rocklander still out on the track, but at present is out of harm's way, and the 10 remaining runners have managed to avoid him as they start off across the far side once more and move on towards the 10th. So those that are still in it will be covered by little more than 7 or 8 lengths. Splash of Ginge, Royal Blue Jacket for Jordan Naylor, still alongside Duel at Dawn and Testify as they rise. Who Shot Who just a half length away. De Klondike didn't see a lot of daylight there, landed a bit steeply. On towards another plain fence they go. The fences come swiftly across in the back straight. Splash of Gin's Duel at Dawn, Who Shot Who, Red Cap, Testify, then Bally Arthur, the white face Sharp Response getting into it on the far side, comes to join the leading cluster. Kimberley Candy still patiently ridden in midfield spot. Richie McClernand's white cap bobbing away on the far side as they enter the last mile of the race. Just had to be coaxed away from the landing side there. Kimberley Candy gets a livener. De Klondike goes past him. Clan Legend with the pink sleeves has been very quietly ridden by Lucy Alexander, but is in touch. Houblon de Zobo's last, and that was the penultimate one on the far side. And Kimberley Candy made a mistake there and is now being more firmly ridden along. So on towards the penultimate ditch. It's the last over on the far side, about 3/4 of a mile from home. Who Shot Who and Splash of Ginge together from Duel at Dawn. Bally Arthur's working into it, ridden quietly by Sam Twist and Davis. And then the nose banded Testify upsides to Klondike. Clan Legend now is beginning to make significant headway on the inner of Sharp Response, who's being ridden along. Kimberley Candy has become outpaced after a couple of fiddly mistakes down the back, and Houblon de Zobo in truth has been toiling for a while, but it looks pretty competitive as they swing on in with half a mile to travel and 4 to jump. Splash of Ginge to Who Shot Who. Down the near side to Klondike has joined them. Over 4 out they go. They're about 4 in a line. Bally Arthur jumped well. He poked his nose amongst them. Clan Legend improves to go up into 5th, and now it's De Klondike as they approach the last of the ditches. This is the 3rd from home. De Klondike on the left, Bally Arthur in the centre. Who Shot Who and not on landing, but only a half length down. They're 3 or 4 lengths ahead of Clan Legend, now coming under pressure. Splash of Ginger's weakened away, so too Duel at Dawn. Sharp Response is 1 pace. Here's the second last. De Klondike and Bally Arthur took it as 1. Who Shot Who made a real mess of it back in 3rd. It's Bally Arthur on the far side, De Klondike on the near side. These two then breaking clear as they head for the final fence of the Tommy Whittle. Bally Arthur rises ahead, took over by a little over a length from De Klondike. Bally Arthur in front, halfway up the run-in. De Klondike, galvanised by Scudamore, is staying on stoutly in second. It's beginning to get closer. Bally Arthur is idling, and De Klondike is beginning to get up, and it's a half century for the season for Tom Scudamore as De Klondike gets up to win the Tommy Whittle and worries Bally Arthur out of it. Who Shot Who was back in 3rd. Then Sharp Response, Clan Legend, Houblon de Zobo running on again, and they go right back to Testify.
First number 5, De Klondike.
What a great finish to the Tommy Whittle chase, and De Klondike has got back up. He's re-rallied to win for David Pipe and Tom Scudamore, and he's beaten in 2nd place Bally Arthur for Nigel and Sam Twist and Davis, denying them a double on the afternoon, and they were clear from Who Shot Who in 3rd for Dr. Richard Newland and Tom O'Brien.
Yeah, he really has rallied, hasn't he, after the last. He's pulled out by Tom Scudamore, visor on for the first time. Even halfway up the run it looked as though Bally Arthur was holding him, but he just got a surge in the inside that last 100 yards.
He did. And headgear on, he had failed to complete his last 2 starts, but it didn't put you off when you were sweet and marked your card this morning. Anyone who was watching, he was your 140, and as you picked him up in the final circuit. Unfortunately, we lost Rocklander the first down the back. They were able to jump the fence next time around because he did hit a cloud. I thought that they might have bypassed it, but that was fine.
Yeah, thankfully they're all right to jump it next time round. But yeah, headgear on the Klondike visor for the first time. Forgive the reappearance, I think ground would have been too quick for him. He's a much better horse with plenty of ease underfoot. He's got his condition.